Hello everyone and welcome back. The situation is very grim for our nation. We are at war with 6 different countries, shown here. We're outnumbered on this border. The fort hasn't been constructed in Patani. The only hope we have at this stage is our allies here in Brunei. They're sending in an attacking force. The only hope we have is that these can skew the war score. Not so much in our favour, but at least enough to force a peace. I have no option here other than to hope and pray. I'm going to have to mint and see if I can't train up any more soldiers to reinforce the guys we have here. I don't see them lasting very long. We still have a revolt risk, pretty significant in all areas. It's a bad place to be in. So, on that great note, let's begin and see what happens. Now Pegu's troops here are using cavalry, which is something we haven't been able to build yet. I believe that cavalry does mainly do shock damage, so it could explain why my morale's falling so quickly. And yeah, as I feared, we are being hunted down. Yeah, that's completely been wiped out. Our allies do seem to be doing quite well. They've gained territory and they seem to be forcing back Khamir's army. It's too early to force a peace though. I don't want Brunei to take a peace themselves. It would A, drop them out of the war, and B, could grant them territory, which we are hoping to avoid. Although at this stage we are going to have to make some concessions, so we shall see what happens. Okay, Khmer have brought in more troops, but their morale is lower. But no, they do seem to have this advantage. I'd really like to be able to peace out some nations. Sometimes if a nation ends up at war with you and they're a long way away, they have no chance of actually getting to you, they'll take a white peace. Okay, in come Champo with 3 troops. They're assaulting the fort, so we may have a chance to pounce on them at low morale. Okay, they're fleeing. They're gonna get away with a date left. That's so frustrating. Okay, we're going to head them off, so they'll have a terrain penalty at least. allies, hold out till the 20th. You can do it. No, you can't. Aha, peace offer. Now, with a nation like Assam, they haven't actually contributed anything themselves, so they may be tempted to take a defeat without actually costing them anything. Okay, and yes, they will take an offer of defeat from myself. It's not really helping us. They weren't involved in the war, but it makes me feel better. There's slightly less to worry about. And it's really not looking good for my allies here. For some reason we have a positive war score with Champa. I don't know if that will be enough to get them out of the war. Will they take some money? No, they're not interested. Brunei are doing remarkably well here. They were outnumbered to begin with, but they are still holding tight. You're going to see me begging for peace a lot here. Oh, okay. Excellent. Aofa are one of the neighbouring provinces at war with us. We can get out of this war by just admitting defeat. It'll cost us 5 prestige. They'll gain 5 prestige, but I'm fine with that. It's very likely they'll be able to take territory. And of course, by accepting peace with these two nations, our allies, who are actually able to do things, will hopefully concentrate their efforts on Pegu. I'm very happy to have people out of this war. Oh, no. War exhaustion is a risk here. This is increased by losing troops, losing fights, or having territories blockaded by a navy later on in the game, or just held by enemy troops. What war exhaustion will do is it will drastically increase the revolt risk in each nation. Every point of war score is an extra percentage of revolt risk. I'd say in my experience that's the #1 cause of nations failing. I'm contemplating taking the fight to them. There should be some provinces here without forts, so we may be able to skew things in our favour and force a quick peace. But my main concern is having our men trapped by a larger force. Whilst waiting for our manpower to replenish, I'll see if I can't get a sneaky fort built in here. Stanley has no revolt risk, so hopefully I won't become stuck. They're still not interested in peace. Okay, they've only just started to build a fort here, so perhaps, optimistically, I'm hoping I can quickly seize control of the province and cancel the construction. Thankfully, we are in a position to repay that loan. Interest is never a good thing to have to worry about, it just eats away at your budget. Okay, my brave soldiers, you are a sacrifice. Where is their army? This is the nation that invaded us with 8,000 troops to begin with. I certainly didn't beat them. What is going on here? Yeah, they still have 8,000 troops, but where on earth are they? They're not at war with anybody else. I am stumped. Okay, finally they will accept a white peace. Sorry, what am I talking about? Not a white peace. They will accept the concession of defeat. Now, frankly, I'm worried by the fact that I don't know where their army is. So I'm just going to do that and get out of this mess. Fantastic. Yeah, if anyone has a good idea where their army could have got to, I'd be very interested to hear it. But okay, we've got out of this war. We've not gained anything. Yeah, I'll accept their offer of royal marriage. They'll bring our nations closer. They've helped us out a lot in this war. It's not going to excuse them from later invasion, don't get the wrong idea. But for now, I want them as close to me as possible. I'm absolutely baffled. Okay, yeah, so we're at peace. We didn't lose any territory. Hurrah. The ongoing oppression and exploitation of the Mon minority has finally reached its boiling point. The citizens of Ligure have decided to take up arms against the oppressors. Now we can suppress them, in which 3 armies will pop up. We'll have increased revolt risk in the area by whopping 10, and have less manpower from the region. Or we can try to negotiate, and for which is about 6 months, so obviously less tax, and it will cost more to stabilise the region, and we'll lose a bit of money. That's by far the better option for me here. I don't want any more revolt risk. The tax, we're not really getting much from there anyway, due to the fact that it's not a core, so that's fine by me. Okay, so that's 5,000 infantry we have. I'm going to build 2 cavalry, and that's going to be it for my crazy minting then. Inflation unfortunately got up to 5%. Now I'm much happier when it's at 0. If you can manage that, then that's great. Inflation affects everything in the game. The cost of buildings, the cost of research, the cost of armies. It really does get everything it possibly could. So yeah, unsurprisingly, these two nations hate us. I would have liked to have subjugated this region. I don't want to have to worry about the northern front when I expand south. But hey, this was not the time to be dealing with that. We were lucky to get out of that in one piece. Excellent, we finally have ports everywhere. Okay, we're just about running at a surplus of 4 ducats per year. I do want to get a fleet built up, but on the same token, I really can't afford to keep on minting the way I have been. So I will start to mint a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's 43 annual surplus, that's great. At 12 years before we reach the next level of government technology, which will give us a new idea. I'll talk more about those when they actually come available. I'm unsure as to which idea I'll be going to first, so I'll also have opportunity to think about that. In the meantime, we're mostly going to be concentrating on our naval. We do have a mission to create a fleet. That's 17 ships we'll need in total. So, I don't know if we're building that many. Ah, this heavy boat again. The same as last time, I'm very happy with our province getting a bonus to its defence, so you may stay home. That's 2 provinces with that bonus now. This penalty, that doesn't last forever. We've got till 1412, so only about 4 more years. And it seems to be around the capital so far, I like that, that's good. I think 6,000 troops will be enough, should be enough to take care of any real problems. So, as for the region, thankfully Ming doesn't appear to have been expanding anymore. I said at the beginning that they really are the powerhouse of this game in this era, and that really is the case. Their income is, well, where do I find this? Hang on. Statistics. Yeah, I mean, it's like almost 5 times more than the nearest rival, which is us. Amazingly. Is that everywhere or no? That's just the region. Okay, I thought that seemed a bit suspect. But as far as their army goes, again, 66,000. They've never won the golden horde here. The latest patch of Divine Wind has added a mechanic to Ming, which is good for us. It stops them from being much of a threat. I haven't played the game, so I'm not too sure how it works exactly, but basically there are 3 factions within the nation, and depending on the sliders and the leader you have, that will determine which faction is in control. And with each faction there's one thing it can't do. I'm hoping that the faction in control at the moment is the one that won't allow them to declare war on anybody, because I'd like them to remain focused away from us. I mean, even though they are such a powerhouse at the moment, though, they are stagnating as a nation. They're falling behind technologically, so they do have a lot of work to do internally if you're playing the game. But hey, I've not played the nation before, so I won't go on about that. Also, if you notice, you can only really build troops and ships in areas that you have a core on. Okay, apparently I'm wrong here. I think the way it works is that you can only build troops that are of that province's tech group. I'm not too sure how that works. I'll have to look up into that and correct myself later. If I can work out how, I'll leave a little caption on the video. Now this could be an opportunity to get this province converted. I have an army which should be able to deal with any revolts. And we have a fairly good chance of converting them. It's 8.3%. I haven't really spoken about the religious tab here, mainly because I've not played a Muslim nation before. So I'm not sure what decisions they get. So we can introduce a tax modifier here. We'll get 6% more tax till the end of the game. However, the cost of stability will be increased by 20%. Now, as I am planning a lot of aggressive expansion, stability will eventually become a problem. It's essentially the sum of each province's stability cost, and any provinces you hold that don't have a core on, it costs a lot more to increase. For example, here in Syak it's 28.42, when our capital okay, I should check before I speak. Right, yeah, okay, they're part of our culture group, so the stability cost is pretty much similar. Up here, however, it's 56.85, more than twice, because of a different culture and different religion. By changing the religion, we will be able to it will be much easier to control that region. I hope you are being entertained by my mistakes here. I have embarrassed myself in front of YouTube. Japan's also a very interesting nation to play. By playing one of these regions here, I suppose in effect they've remodeled Shogun Total War. You can't look outwards. All external diplomacy is handled by the capital here in Kyoto. You really only have to concern yourself with these 4 factions. It's a very interesting dynamic. If you have the game and you've not played a Japan game before, I would recommend it. Okay, well, good news, we now have 6 transports, which means we'll be able to get this army around a lot quicker than we currently can. We may even be able to land them on foreign shores. I'm not sure what that would be for, but it could be useful. Yeah, unsurprisingly, we've had a revolt here. Sending a missionary to a region to convert a province drastically increases the revolt risk. But there are long-term benefits. Infamy's coming down fairly quickly, which is good. I have a remarkably high infamy limit here. Going over the infamy limit can be absolutely game-breaking. There's even a warning in one of the loading screens that says nasty events will happen to you. And they're not joking. Not only will you have your normal rebels spawning throughout the region, but there'll be events that happen which automatically spawn rebels in various areas, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now this is unfortunate. I was planning to go to war with Atcha at some stage. You know, I do want their land. Brunei, though, they're in a much stronger position. They are going to trounce Atcha. I don't like being reactive here, and I certainly don't like leaving that province undefended, but I don't want to miss out this opportunity. Not only are Brunei likely to become strengthened, but it's as good opportunity as any to declare war. At the moment we have no casus belli, so there is a very strong risk that to go to war with them we'll be taking a big hit to stability and incurring more infamy. And oh right, yes, I better start paying my men who are trying to run away again, but yes. To battle! And did you see how quick it was to move our troops from here to the capital? Okay, concerned about spiralling inflation, your government strongly advises you to abandon the old coinage and begin using a new, more stable currency. While beneficial in the long run, this would immediately cause severe unrest in your country, along with a loss of prestige. Now I can automatically lose free inflation here, which is brilliant. It couldn't have come at a worse time, however. We're at war. We need the stability to hopefully stop this from kicking off. But the other alternative is to gain inflation. I don't like it. I wish this had come at a different time, but I'll be taking this option and crying myself to sleep. Oh, that's a nice development. It would be nice if Brunei was sending troops up here to actually help cut them off. I'm starting to worry now that we may not actually be able to do anything here. Brunei lead this conflict. We can't sneakily take a few provinces ourselves before they come to a resolution, and we can't just... they won't just give up their capital in a peace treaty. So in fact this could just be bad news all round. I really hope they flee in this direction. We'll be able to catch them a lot quicker than if they head north, which they are doing. Grr. It takes 2 months to cross from this territory, this province here, to the capital of Aceh, and that's 2 months of these guys being reinforced. Oh, I'd really like that territory. It would just make the nation look a whole lot nicer. And for this landmass, we'd only have to worry about the border here, rather than having 2 fronts here, and the northern frontier to worry about. Mumble grumble. Peace offer. White peace. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get any territory from this, but I won't be accepting a white peace. I should at least be able to get a concession of defeat. They do have money, which is nice. Okay. This really does appear to be the end times for Aceh. I'm taking this siege. I don't want Brunei to hold all their land, or they will have the option of annexing them outright. Which they may in fact still have if I take control of the territory, I'm not sure. Strongly hope that isn't the case though, that would really tip the balance in their favour. I'll try ourselves in the force. We have a large army here. Not enough though. In the early game it's usually quite silly to assault forts. As you can see we had 12,000 troops here and we managed to kill just under 200 of theirs. Help me out, guys. Give me something here. Don't even give me money. Even though we finished off one of their army, our war score is at 0%. It's all in favour of Brunei. I'm just hoping that if we hold this province, they won't be able to annex them. We've gained a colonist, that's great. We're currently gaining 0.1 per year due to our coastal centre of trade. But if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't actually be producing any colonists. And for Malaysia, there are about 5 territories in this region that you need to hold. You need to discover them first, of course, but that's a problem for the future. That was far more effective, and in fact, yes. Okay, we hold the province. I still think Brunei can negotiate on our behalf though, so this may count as being in their control. This war should resolve soon in that case. Okay, so we have the option here of... well, we can't vassalize them. What I'm thinking is I could take this offer from them now, hope that Brunei only take these provinces here, and then be a dishonourable rascal, break the truce, and hopefully annex their capital, which would be the only province left. However, that wouldn't work if Brunei completely annexed them. I'd have got some gold out of the deal, I suppose. It's a moral dilemma. Okay, I'm going to take this offer, along with having them relinquish their claims on these lands. Now, once Brunei have concluded this war, we'll assess the situation and decide what to do from there. I'm not above breaking a truce if it means securing this plot of land here. Because having one border would far outweigh the costs of all the infamy. The economy's in good shape. We're not minting, so... yeah, I see. They've completely annexed them. That's just made things a lot more difficult for future. Well, okay, I believe I've been playing for half an hour, so I'll call it there. Done quite well. We've managed to fend off the Thailand region here, but Brunei have just become very powerful, and we're going to have to face them on many fronts to get any concessions out of them in future. Well, as usual, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them. I'd love to receive anything like that. And yeah, thank you. Take care. See you next time.